Hi guys, Alex here. Welcome back to Girl Talk. I'm coming at you with an impromptu video. I just got some news regarding Chantal Foodie Beauty, and honestly, it made me really angry, and I decided I had to make a video and discuss this situation. I will also discuss the aftermath of yesterday's video, which ended up being true in the end. She came on a couple of hours after I posted my video yesterday and basically confirmed everything as fact. She is no longer living in that apartment anymore. Supposedly, she came to a mutual agreement with the landlord to just vacate the premises. We will discuss more at the end, but let's just get right into it. I mean, shallow we. This is kind of going to be like a rant video. I don't know. I just saw this and I was so disgusted. There's so many different words that I can use, that I could use, but I don't want this video to get taken down. Just know, I feel like this is maybe not a new low for her, but pretty darn low when it comes to the things that Chantal has done over the years. And she thought she was slick too. I don't feel bad for her at all when it comes to anything going on with this situation and her apartment. But the whole time I was thinking, what is going to happen to Smokey if someone gets her removed from the apartment? What will become of Smokey? Nobody really knows. This is now going around the community, an email that was sent to a shelter in and around where Chantal lives in Canada. We will go over this email right now. The subject line says emergency, and then Chantal, that's her. It says, "Hi there. I have an urgent matter. I found a cat, very obese, but very, very friendly cat on the street, and I'm leaving the country in a couple of days. It says I have to fill out a form, but can you please urgently make an exception to shelter him? He will die on the streets. I spent time trying to rehome him myself, but nothing. Thanks." And this is, of course, about Smokey. Now, as soon as I saw this, I got really angry and just thought, oh my gosh, I can't believe she is lying to this shelter. What is the need to lie? And she almost contradicts herself too, because she says, rehome the cat. If it's not your cat and you found it on the street, you wouldn't be trying to rehome it. That doesn't even make any sense. But of course, she would dump this cat as soon as possible, and that's what she's trying to do here. What she is telling me is if she can't find a home by the time she leaves the country in a couple of days, that she is just going to dump him on the streets. That is Chantal's plan for Smokey, to just dump him out on the street, just when he thought she couldn't get any worse. This right here is that piece of the puzzle. It's not that I can't believe it. It's just the fact that she thought she was going to get away with this and people weren't going to find out. Like, how stupid does she think people are? Does she not know that this is something that I'm sure shelters hear all the time? Oh, I found a cat. Because people want to take the guilt away from themselves when they are rehoming animals. But when it comes to this kind of situation, you just got to be honest. Chantal leaving the country is not really an emergency. She doesn't have to leave Canada. Obviously, she's a citizen. She could stay as long as she wants. This is just absolutely disgusting. Now, my second thought after taking a look at this is, what if this is not real? What if this is just a troll sending an email to this shelter, trying to get Chantal into some kind of drama because, I don't know, it's not enough. They want more. And so that's what they're trying to do here. But then I took a look at the pictures of Smokey, and I swear, like, I have not seen these pictures anywhere. I took a look at her community tab. I know she posted that one picture of Smokey. I thought that this one looked very familiar. Like I had already seen that picture before, so it could just be a troll. But then this picture in particular, as you can see, her phone stand is on a side table in the background. I would assume if she was on live, then she would have her phone sitting in that stand. This is also very clear, so it wouldn't be a picture that was taken as a screenshot from one of her live streams. This has to be a picture that she took. Now, what does this mean for Chantal going forward? She is leaving the country in 2 days. It does make sense because she has kind of alluded to meeting up with Salah. She has not seemed like she cared about having to vacate the apartment. It was actually very strange how nonchalant she was after she got kicked out of the apartment. And she did exactly what I said she was going to do. She used that people contacting her landlord as justification for rehoming Smokey, even though she just got the cat last week, which made absolutely no sense. If she had these plans to travel last week, well, I don't even put it past her to have not had these plans to travel last week. She's just doing this because she is impulsive and she got paid on Monday. It was payday, right? So she now has the money to get a plane ticket and meet up with her beloved Salah. Ugh. Speaking of Salah, I have seen people talking about the whereabouts of Julia. Where is she? Well, if she does manage to meet up with Salah in whatever country he is in, we are thinking Thailand, right? But it could very well be somewhere else. If she meets up with Salah, then she's going to have to show Julia, right? I mean, that would only make sense. Well, people are saying that Salah said in the side chat that he misses Julia, which doesn't make sense. Why would you miss the cat that you have? Did she rehome Julia and she doesn't want to tell people that? It's giving 4 for 4, folks. She has rehomed 4 cats in just a few years. She should not be allowed to own cats ever again, really, because she is so impulsive. Now that she doesn't have anywhere like anchoring her down, there's no lease. Who knows where she's going to go next, you know? This is not a woman with a stable home environment that should be taken care of anything. She can barely take care of herself to begin with. It is all just too much. I did see an update. If you go and look at the comments, there was one comment from a guy who kind of called her bluff. They said, it sounds like the finder is the owner and looking to rehome before they leave the country. Obviously, yeah, that is what it sounds like, doesn't it? And this person doesn't even know Foodie, as far as I know. I mean, it could be a troll. I don't know. There is also a follow-up from the woman who owns the shelter saying, thank you for all the messages. Furry Tales Cat Rescue will be taking in this sweet guy as it doesn't appear he is lost. I did think as soon as I saw this pop up, wow, just to be a fly on the wall when this woman opens up all of the messages that she's going to inevitably get from people telling her Chantal's entire life story about the state of the villa, her relationship with Natter, her actions with past cats, the fact that this is the 4th one she's rehomed in just a few years. I'm sure they got to fall down that Foodie Beauty rabbit hole. I hope it didn't scare them. I hope nobody sent her OF photos. I don't think that that's going to be necessary. Earlier today, there was another rumor that went on. Well, it happened last night on NE. Let's just go with that. Count Chocula, sure. Let's go with that. You guys know Foodie's ex, right? He apparently shared an email with the audience on last night's live stream. Now, Chantal has already come out and denied allegations that this is real. At first, as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, should I make a video? But she was online already saying it was not real. But it is kind of funny, so I thought I would share it with you guys. Count Chocula received this email. Hi, I don't know what to say or how to say it. I know this sounds stupid, but keep it to yourself, please. I am no longer with Salah. It's complicated. Don't be an a-hole. I miss you, and I guess I always did love you. Being back and all alone just reminds me too much of you. Like I said, she has denied this. I think the most likely scenario is that a random person sent him this email, or it could have been Debbie Ann. I did see a post on the farms where people were comparing her punctuation. She puts a space after periods in her community tab posts, before and after. And there is a space between the periods in this email. So maybe Debbie Ann made it. When it comes to this email with the cat rescue, I feel like she will also publicly deny this one as well. But this is actually a different email. So it's not the same email that was used to send a message to Count Chocula. This is, I believe, her personal email. It says Chantal, whereas the Count Chocula email said Foodie Beauty. So I think in the end, she will deny sending this email, but where did these pictures come from? I don't believe she posts on Instagram anymore. Yeah, there hasn't been a post on Instagram since March 2023. They were definitely not a screenshot of her live for several reasons. Phone holders in the background, and it looks way too clear to be a live screenshot. I don't know how she's going to deny this one. OMG, the second beef with a cat rescue in a month. And she's leaving the country, supposedly. Repeat? It doesn't surprise me at all that she would go this far and lie about this situation so that she could dump this cat as soon as possible. Don't forget, she would have just thrown this cat onto the street. Oh, and she's leaving the country in a couple of days. The things I would say. All right, you guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. A new low for Chantal. It feels pretty darn close. I don't know how she's going to get out of this one. It looks pretty darn legit to me. Where else would they have gotten that photo of him lying down on the bed? There is a small update. The post has been deleted by the shelter on Facebook. The shelter has been bombarded with comments regarding the nature of Foodie Beauty and who she is, that this is all a lie. The owner of the shelter said, "Hi all, I am in this for the cat. I have learned very early that most people who bring me cats are not telling the full truth, but I help cats in need. I will forward all information to Provincial Animal Welfare Services, but in the interim, my plan is to help him." And then they deleted everything. I do worry that when Chantal gets wind of this, she will not want to show her face. She's not going to want to go to this shelter now that they know all this information about her. And she will just end up dumping Smokey on the side of the street if, in fact, she does end up leaving in 2 days or another country. My ears definitely perked up when they said that they will be sending all the information to Animal Welfare Services, although she no longer has any animals in her care, except for Smokey, who will soon no longer be in her care. I'm not sure without any proof, FFG's vet records could work, that they would do anything. And this right here is how you do it. They are not pause coit. They are just worried about the animal in question, the cat. I do really worry now, though, that Chantal will not show up. Chantal will cease communication with this shelter now that all of her business has been put out there, and they would have been a really good place for Smokey. As far as I can see, this is a highly respected organization. So, but now who knows? Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Subscribe if you are not already and leave a thumbs up. I will catch you in the next one. Bye, everyone.